Good morning, Magic. I'm Gavin Verhey from Wizards of the Coast, and we've made it. It's Adventures in the Forgotten Realms preview week. All 5 days this week, I'm going to be coming to you on Good Morning Magic with art, preview cards, stories, hints, and more about what you can expect in the set. You will not want to miss it. Starting off things today, I'm going to be covering the Commander decks. Who are the four faces of these decks? And what are some hints at cards you can expect in these decks? Ready? Let's go. Adventures in the Forgotten Realms has 4 Commander decks coming out with it. And for each of the decks, there are at least 2 legendary creatures that can command that deck. And we actually did something pretty cool this time around. One of the faces, the front face of the deck, is a hero, a character in an adventuring party. The other face is a monster, something iconic you might find in the Forgotten Realms. Now, all 4 heroes are in an adventuring party together. They go around questing for all kinds of loot and gold, and of course, stories along the way. And given that they are the front-facing commanders of these decks, the ones on the front of the box, they're the ones I'm going to be covering today. And we're going to kick it off with Vrondiss. Vrondiss, Rage of Ancients, helms the red-green Draconic Rage Commander deck. Now, Vrondiss is a barbarian, so he is fueled by rage. In the throes of battle, he enters a berserk state, where his rage takes over, giving him superhuman strength and resilience. As he walks the path of the Ancestral Guardian, he has learned to call upon the spirits of his dragon-born ancestors to drive his rage, and he looks to those spirits for wisdom and protection on his path. Stay tuned to the fine folks over at Loading Ready Run as they tell you about Vrondiss and his deck on July 2nd. The next member of this Sword Coast adventuring party we're going to meet is Prosper, who helms the red-black planar portal deck. Prosper is a warlock, and he wields magical power that he claims to have won in a bet with a powerful supernatural being. Now, he doesn't exactly name who that being is, but you can rest assured it's some ancient entity of ineffable nature and incomprehensible power. Prosper's greatest secrets are inscribed in a book of shadows, which he has warded with terrible curses to protect it from prying eyes. To find out more about Prosper, hop into the fishbowl and go check out MTG Goldfish on July 2nd. Next up is the wizard who commands the white, blue, black Dungeons of Death Commander deck, Sefris of the Hidden Ways. Sefris wields power gained from study of ancient tomes and forbidden lore, drawing on her training among the sinister red wizards of Thay. Though she specializes in the school of necromancy, she rejects the ignorant view that all traffic with the forces of the dead is necessarily evil. Her magic can sustain life as well as end it, and she is every bit as loyal an ally to her friends as she is an enemy to her foes. If you want to know more about Sefris, do not miss the preview on July 2nd over at MTG Mudsta. And finally, we have the green, white, blue Aura of Courage deck, helmed by Galea, Kindler of Hope. Galea is a paladin, so she has sworn a sacred oath that fuels her divine power. The Oath of the Ancients is a solemn vow to foster the light of joy and love wherever it flickers in a dark and dangerous world, starting in her own heart. She delights in song and laughter, in beauty and art, not just for their own sake, but because these things have the power to sustain life and light in times of terror. What exactly does Galea do? Well, you'll be able to find her on the Command Zone on, you guessed it, July 2nd. So there you go, all 4 decks and the characters that helm them. Based on that, which are you most excited about? And can you guess what the themes of these decks might be? Let me know in the comments down below. Wait, don't go anywhere just yet. I still have something for you, or rather 12 somethings for you. I'm going to give you 12 hints about the cards you'll find in these commander decks. Now, these are just about the new cards in these decks, not the reprints. Ready? Let's start walking through them. Hint number 1, there's a white card that can phase out your own creatures. Hint number 2, there is a legend with the rules text, whenever an illusion you control dies, something. Hint number 3, there is a cursed version of a previous D&D inspired magic card. Hint number 4, there is a new card with the melee mechanic. The first new card with melee I'll add since the mechanic debuted in Conspiracy 2. Hint number 5, there is a card called Ride the Avalanche. Pretty sweet, right? Hint number 6, there is a card which uses component counters. Hint number 7, there is a land which can remove an artifact, creature, or planeswalker from the battlefield. Hint number 8, there is a brand new enchant player curse in these decks. Hint number 9, there is the creature type line Beholder Skeleton. Hint number 10, there is an equipment with equip 10. Hint number 11, there is a card with an ability that begins until end of turn, permanents your opponent's control, gain. And finally, hint number 12, there is a card which grants some of your spells Cascade. Phew, that was a ton of stuff, but hopefully you're pumped about the Adventures in the Forgotten Realms Commander decks. Let me know what you think about them so far in the comments down below. I'll be back tomorrow when I sit down and talk with James Wyatt. We've got a couple preview cards for you, so you won't want to miss them. In the meantime, though, may you have a lot of fun getting ready to command the Forgotten Realms. You got this. And especially in the past several years, as D&D has grown more mainstream thanks to things like Critical Role, I have got this question more than ever. When I started playing 20 years ago, people were asking the question. As I grew to become a Wizards employee, people kept asking the question. And even myself, I've asked the question numerous times. And it's because it just makes sense.